What's cracking, you magnificent bastards? How's everybody doing on this beautiful Saturday morning? And when I say morning, it's closer to noontime than it's not. About 20 minutes on 12. This is take two. Yeah, I got a little bit of progress on the B-25 because I'm to the point now where I have to put the two fuselage halves together, and you're never going to see any of the work I did on the inside of it. So I thought we'd show it now. We got a mail call. We got a mail call from David over at Plastic Imagination Workshop. If you guys are not subbed to this man, go check him out. Dave does a little bit of everything. Good man. A great builder. I appreciate the kind words on the back, David. Much appreciated, my friend. Back at you. So if you're not subbed to David, go check him out. Plastic Imagination Workshop. Thank you, sir. All right. B-25 Mitchell Doolittle Raid. April 1942. 16 B-25 Mitchells took off from the flight deck of the aircraft carrier Hornet. They bombed Tokyo, and there was another city that they bombed. Really, it was more a morale booster, but I read a couple of books about this, and I don't think they give those guys enough credit for what I mean, they did destroy a few things, you know what I mean? And because they each carried 400-500 pound bombs. That's all they carried. They didn't carry anything else. Each carried 400-500 pound bombs. That's what I like about this kit. Accurate miniatures. That's who makes this kit. They get pretty good into some of the history about this. I got a few things in here I'd like to point out. But I think we'll save that for the next video. Also got a nice, you get a great picture of one of them taking off of the flight deck. That comes in the bottom of the box. The only problem is they put the masking for it onto the picture. So if I want to cut that out, so I might make a copy of it. I only need the copy of them for to cut them out for the canopies. But yeah, pretty cool, very cool kit. Here's our cockpit. I don't know, we can get it to focus. There's our cockpit. This is the tunnel that you could go up to the nose through this tunnel here. We got the bomb bay. This is the bomb bay along with the navigator's seat. You can see all the radios and stuff up there. Radio man, I mean, not navigator. The navigator was down below, I think. But yeah, that's all done. This is a long-range spare fuel tank. And then we got the fuselage halves. There's the right half. Believe it or not, that's a chemical toilet. It had a chemical toilet on the plane. Now, I don't know if that was every single one of them, or if it was just these bombers for Japan. But I couldn't figure out what it was, and I looked in the directions. And it's a chemical toilet. Notice the top is down. They must be expecting visitors. And then we got the left side of the fuselage. This has a little bit more in it. All our radios. Yeah, so I'm in the process of, doing subsets. I'm getting the gun ready. I got to scratch build a couple of pieces for this because I come down the other day, the night after I opened this up. I come down and there was a part stuck on my desk. It was the back piece for this, and it was just this top piece here had things sticking off it. They went over, they covered the guns, and then there were two pieces sticking out to put The piece that holds the glass on. Yeah, well, it must have fallen out of the package when I was opening up. I never saw it hit the floor. I must have rolled over it and stepped on it about 90 times because when I got up the next morning and come down here, Mrs. Mack had found it on the floor. She goes, I found this on the floor. I didn't know what it was. So I'm looking at it and I'm going, it looks like something I cut apart to get at something. And Mrs. Mack goes, yeah, I don't know what the hell it goes to. She goes, it was on the floor. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So, yeah, come to find out that that's what it was. And that was the only piece I could save off of it was this piece right here. So now I got to scratch build something that will, it covers the back of the guns. And then, like I said, it had two things that stuck out. Because this piece, I don't even know if I can get it, pick it up. This piece, which is half round, semi-round, sits on them, and then this sits on top of that. So I got to figure something out. But there's my progress. There's some pretty cool stuff on these. I'll read it real quick. This was about the markings and stuff. The B-25B Mitchell became famous thanks to General James Doolittle and the hand-picked crews who flew these planes off the deck of the carrier USS Hornet. Here it is. The raids on Tokyo and Yokohama were the first American counterstrikes in the Pacific War. Well, I don't know about that. Two and possibly six of the Doolittle raiders carried individual markings below the pilot's cockpit. We are certain that Eruption Duck and Harry Carrier had painted personal insignia. There is a possibility that Whiskey Pete, Whirling Dervish, TNT, and Bats Out of Hell also had painted markings, but this has not been confirmed through contemporary photos. We have included markings for Whiskey Pete, Whirling Dervish, and TNT based on our best information. New evidence may come to light. It appears that the markings on the other named aircraft were applied with chalk and therefore had a very short life. The surviving raiders have dim memories concerning this interesting aspect of the event. You will notice a considerable difference between the Eruption Duck nose marking in this kit and the marking that is most often portrayed. The kit marking is based on artwork that was prepared by the pilot, Ted Lawson. He and his widow attest to the authenticity of this art. The marking that we are most familiar with had its origin in the movie 30 Seconds Over Tokyo and was created by the film studio. Since there are no known photographs of the actual markings taken on the Hornet, we feel comfortable offering Ted Lawson's version. After all, he was there. So, yeah. So, there's more tidbits in those directions. That's why I thought they were pretty cool. They come up with some interesting facts. I didn't know anything about that chemical toilet. They explained that in there. So, now it's time to start putting everything together, button it up, and then, of course, we move to the outside of the aircraft. So, all right, fellas, that's it for me. Mystery has been solved. I have found out who sent me that die-cast truck. I'm not going to mention who it was. I'll just leave it at that. Mystery solved. So, yeah, whatever. All right, guys. Have the rest of you a nice weekend. We're going to be hot and humid up here today, tomorrow. We're not really looking forward to that. We're going to cook a stuffed meatloaf later. We're going to smoke a stuffed meatloaf. I made it this morning. So, all right, guys. Have a good one. We'll talk soon. Peace out.